Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session of Ask the Expert. Today, we are going to analyze your theories of family relativity. My name is Daniel Horowitz, and I'm dedicated to genealogy since 1986. I was the teacher and study guide editor of the Family History Project Searching for My Roots in Venezuela, now working for MyHeritage for 14 years, and also being involved and volunteering for the Israel Genealogy Research Association. And as always, this is a hands-on, so we should go straight to the website so I can show you the latest features and what MyHeritage has for you. But because you know MyHeritage take very good pride and care of your privacy, I have prepared this on a PowerPoint presentation, making sure that all the names are kept private. So let's go there and jump immediately into the matters. And where I am right now is on my DNA matches. Right here on the top, you will have the DNA menu. Over there, you click and you will see a drop-down list, the DNA matches. Right there is where I am now. And the reason why I'm seeing this banner here in the top is because I got new theories of family relativity, and this happened just a few days ago when we released the last batch of matches. So I hope that if you haven't received a match or a theory up till today, you will have one or many, hopefully. And if you did, check out because you may have now even more theories in your website. Now, you will see here an option to filter your matches, okay? And I am choosing for this presentation the second option that will actually allow me to view only those matches that actually have a theory of family relativity, okay? So once I click there, all the matches here in the summary part will have and will be those that have theories. You can, of course, sort or filter them by relationship or by location, by ethnicity. You can also sort them by the amount of DNA or the segments or the full name or even the most recent. But for today, again, I'm using the filter has theory of family relativity, and surprise, surprise, I do have a theory of family relativity with this guy named Brian Jansen. Okay, I also noticed that in the summary of the match, you can see that MyHeritage is telling me that I have here a theory with Brian, and this is new. And Brian may be my third cousin twice removed. And of course, you already know Brian doesn't exist, right? It is my alter ego and my way to show you DNA matches. Now, a little bit of explanations probably on behind the scenes and why this is something that take us a little bit of time and effort to generate, where all this is coming from. Okay, so very easy. It's all coming from MyHeritage. It's all based on the family trees that we have in MyHeritage. And this is the first time of many that I'm going to ask you, please, whenever you have a DNA test on MyHeritage, please, please, please make sure that you have also a family tree, at least the ancestors part, the pedigree part, because otherwise we will not be able to give you theories and we will not be able to match you with theories with anybody else. But not only the family trees, also the historical records. And here I will need to mention that there is exception to the rule, and family search trees, gene trees, and all structured records are taken in consideration. So yes, we consider family search and gene trees records because we actually don't know and cannot put you in contact with the person who is building that tree. And all that 13.1 billion historical records are, wait one second, are taken in account in order to find the path through those family trees and through those records. And actually, those are smart matches and record matches that play here a fundamental part to find the path that goes between you and your DNA match. Okay. Now, because your family tree has duplicate people probably and relationships, and those people appears in more than one family tree, that is also the reason why MyHeritage may be able to find more than one path into this connection between your DNA matches. So let me start answering a few questions here. Which path is the correct one? Both or none? It will depend on you to check if this information is totally accurate. But yep, you will be able to do that and decide. Okay, so I'm going into one of my DNA matches, which again is not mine. In this case is my very good friend, Randy Seaver, that allowed me to use him as an example. And when let's say Randy goes into the details of his DNA match with this cousin, he will see a summary of this theory displayed in a very easy way to understand. So you see that it's very easy. Go up from Randy's tree, a couple of generations, find the common ancestor, then goes down through the other branch, and voila, that in the purple, I'm sorry, in the, yeah, purple, pink, in the other side of the tree will be Randy's cousin. But of course that you and I, we all want to see a little bit more on details of how MyHeritage arrived to this theory. And I'm not using the word conclusion totally on purpose. So on the upper corner, you will see a button that says view full theory. And in here, MyHeritage will show you all the mysteries and how actually found this path. Now, first, you may find more than one theory for a person, and then each theory may have more than one path. Again, this is because the names and the individuals that are duplicated in other family trees in MyHeritage. But again, let's go up from Randy. You see that all these 4 generations above are from his family tree until we reach a record match with one of his ancestors that we found in the 1851 Canada census, where it mentions the parents. The mother is actually appearing in a family tree from Family Search that shows a couple of generations down, and then another record match to a family tree in Genie gives us 3 more descendants here. And then the last person who also is in Genie is actually the person that tested a match with Randy. Now, this in the middle could have been different records as here, or could have been also family trees on MyHeritage, and there is an advantage of that, and I will show you that in a second. So in the middle of each jump, you will see if this is based on a record match, if you see a brown icon like the one in the screen, or a smart match, which is a green icon. Now, bear in mind also that MyHeritage does not play Big Brother here. So the information in other people's family tree may not be accurate, but that's what people put in their trees, and it's up to you to communicate with that person and find out if or why the person put the information over there. What you can do from here, you can click on those symbols and you can analyze this match. Can you accept it? No. Can you reject it? No. Can you comment? Not yet. We're working in all that, but at least you will understand a little bit more why the technology picked this match. Now, what else you can do here? You can go into over any of the people here, and you put the mouse on top and you will see this pop-up balloon that will allow you to view the person profile or to view the person in the family search, in the family tree, or you can search also that person in the historical records. And this is, again, an individual in a family tree. If the individual will be in a record like this one, you will only be able to see the actual record that mentioned this person. Why this is important? Because if this is information that I want to copy into my family tree, I will do that through the record and through a record match. So you can either search or view the record of the person, or you can try to find out the record match with this individual. Now, you can always put the mouse on top of the name of the collection or the family tree, and you can see and learn more about this particular collection. Or, very important, if this is a family tree, you can actually try to go into the tree and contact this administrator and try to establish a conversation and understand a little bit more why this person is matching in this chain of people. Now, of course, that for Randy, I can already tell you it was a great surprise to find the way that he's related to the cousin. Now, imagine for the cousin that, as you can guess from here, he just did a DNA test. And it was just very lucky that we found him in Genie, and from Genie, we make him a path to the other person. Otherwise, you will only know for sure that he is a DNA match to you, but you will still be scratching your head trying to figure out how this match is possible. Now, as I said before, we may find more than one path to connect you through this DNA match. And probably another one will be easier or shorter or true, and others may not be true depending on the information in the middle. If you go too high in generations, and we're talking about John Smith, probably the technology may confuse one John Smith with the other. It's perfectly understandable. Now, I'm going to jump out of the theory and actually go down a little bit more on that page for that DNA match. And here I am already using a screen from my personal DNA match, because I wanted to show you something that probably you all already heard about, because this was released just last week. And in this view of the shared DNA matches, what we did, well, actually was Rand that did it, but you know, he's a genius, and my friend. He made it possible for you to see right from here the person in the family tree or any comment that you may have for that person. And I already received a couple of questions because people said, well, I have comments for the person, but I cannot see them from here. Well, yes, you should be able to see it. Now, remember that the comment doesn't need to be on my, or in this case, in Andrea's match. It has to be on my mother. And for example, if I know and if I notice in the match with this cousin right here, which is my first cousin twice removed, if I will notice here that this match is coming from my maternal side, and I'm be able to come from to here, and I'm able to see this note that this is a maternal match, I will know that everybody in this shared DNA matches is actually coming from my maternal match. So those notes are quite useful. So go ahead and start writing them out there. Now, MyHeritage has great prices for the DNA test, and I invite you all, if you need a DNA test, to buy one with MyHeritage. But if you have done a DNA test with any of the other companies, here is the good news for you, because you don't need to spend a lot of money buying a DNA kit and waiting to test and to swap and to send it back. You can actually upload your DNA data from any of those companies into MyHeritage, okay? And you will see almost the same. You may need to pay a one-time fee. If you have a complete account, then you will see everything that MyHeritage has to offer. Now, a few announcements just as reminders from the previous week. The first one is the genetic groups, which is part of the DNA test that you have done. MyHeritage will tell you not only your ethnicities, but which genetic groups you belong to. And then you will be able to see the activity of that genetic group and the names and the places and across history how it moved and where your ancestors actually may have come. Also, a reminder about the last collection or the latest collection that we have released, the United States border crossing from Canada. If you have immigrants' ancestors and you have not been able to find them in any records, probably they were hiding just in this collection, 12.5 million records at your disposition. Also, very recently released on the mobile app, the option to record audio, anecdotes, and histories together with your photo. You only need to use your mobile device, go into the app, select a picture or upload it, and click the microphone to start recording what you remember about this precious moment. As always, I will invite you to visit the Legacy FamilyTreeWebinars.com page. And I probably should start putting this in the chat for all of you to make it easier for you to get into these pages. In here, you will be able to find a lot of webinars recorded and live webinars that you can actually enjoy for free at any time. But also under education.myheritage.com, you will find the previous Ask the Experts, the Facebook Lives that we're doing. You will find webinars, you will find articles, you will find a lot of information over there for you to use, totally free. You don't even need to register to enjoy the information that we have here. Finally, my final invitation at least is to join me in our next Ask the Expert. I broadcast this on Facebook, and if you're watching on Facebook, thank you very much. But don't be shy. You can actually use that bit.ly URL to join us, to register and join us every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, no matter what happens, in the Zoom. And it's one registration for the whole year. You don't need to register anymore. And I'm trying to send 24 hours before a reminder about the next session. And yes, next session should be Facebook. I'm sorry, RootsTech. Yes, I'm very excited for that. And I'm actually hearing some of you saying, well, are you going to have a session during RedStack? And the answer is maybe. I know I said no before, but you know what? Maybe I will be doing it. I will be telling you on an email. So be aware of your inbox. And yes, I know RootsTech is going to broadcast 24/7 over 2 days, But let's be honest, the recordings are going to be there for a whole year, and they have more than 1,500 videos for you to see. You will not see them all in the first 2 days. So let's relax and let's enjoy the moment. Now, for all of you who are looking at this as a recording, well, unfortunately, I will not be able to answer your questions, but here is the help section in MyHeritage. Hopefully, you will be able to find the answers over there. You will also, if you're watching this in Facebook, I normally don't answer questions on Facebook. You need to come here, you need to come to the Zoom, you need to open your microphones, and you need to voice your questions. So who is going to be the first one to ask a question today? Let's see. I don't see hands. I don't see open microphones. You can open your microphone and you can just... Okay, Barbara.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Question, is this theory of relativity only available for those that have the complete subscription?
No. The system will calculate the theories for everybody. Now,
Even if I uploaded my DNA?
Yep, it doesn't matter if you
wonderful.
upload it. It doesn't matter if it's a MyHeritage DNA kit, if you are free or premium or complete. It actually, I will not know. I really don't know if you will need to pay the one-time fee, or you need a premium subscription to go into the actual theory, but you will get it. We will tell you for sure that if we found a theory for you.
Now, I'm still unclear how to find that.
Very easy. Let's go again. Under DNA, you go down and on the menu to DNA matches. And once you are in that page, you go and you filter for those who actually have family tree, theories of family relativities. Let me try to get back to that on my presentation. Okay, so right here, when you are in this page of the matches with all the summary of the different matches, you open the filter and you select has theory of family relativity. That is the easiest and fastest way to get there. Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Pleasure. Teresa.
Yeah, I was wondering if you have DNA results from a couple different family people, can you tie them to one tree? Like I have my results in my free tree, but say I have a first cousin that I've also done results for. Can I put her on my tree?
Like you are managing his DNA kit?
Yes.
Definitely, yes. You can create that individual in the tree, or you should create that individual in the tree. And then you can assign that DNA to that individual. Even if you already have that kit assigned to a person that is not in your tree, you can actually go into the DNA menu and click Manage DNA Kits, and you can reassign that kit to the individual that you just created on the tree.
Oh, cool, because that should help.
But definitely, because then again, you will not have only a DNA kit, but the DNA will be related to a family tree. And then the theories are going to work better. And even when you analyze those matches, it's going to work better if you can see both family trees over there.
Cool, thank you.
Pleasure. Any other questions from the audience? Marlene, I don't understand your question about 30 minutes or 1 hour. And hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I and everybody else.
Okay, I'm not very computer literate. I have I put all these emails on my calendar, and one said Ask the Expert, and another one said MyHeritage, and one said 30 minutes, and one said an hour, and I thought I was doing 2 different webinars.
Okay, so right now, this Ask the Experts are normally 30 minutes, only half an hour.
Okay.
Okay, but thank you very much for being here. You are doing obviously great, and also worth the mention, I'm sorry, Dave, thank you very much for waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and connect with us from Melbourne. Marion, yes, you have a question.
Yes, hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. On the matches where it says, you know, shared DNA, where should I start to contact people? You know, when it says low confidence, what does it mean? And what does medium confidence actually mean?
Okay, so actually, kind of complicated. I totally agree with you. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I do. I normally sort my matches by the shared DNA, the amount of DNA that I share with the other person. I like to talk in percentages, but it's the same thing if you talk in centimorgans. I normally don't look at anything below 2%. Okay? It means that the amount of DNA that we're sharing is too small. And that comes with the caveat that the confidence may not be that big. Now, if we find 50% a match, okay, with your parent or with your kid, we are sure 100% that this is the relationship that we are saying. It's either your parents or your kids. You have no other way to go in 50%. So then I only go under the very high ones, and most of them are actually my family. I have found a few good matches, and then I just go here and I contact the person and I try to compare notes. I try to find the different family trees and see how the match may be working. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the confidence, and that is the shared DNA. And like, don't trust what you're seeing right in the presentation, because again, this is a mock-up. This is something that I had to create in order to do this presentation. Okay. Robert, thank you very much, Marion. Robert, you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
We hear you perfectly.
Okay. I just wonder, I put a suggestion in the chat for you, but on the display page itself, I usually use a mouse with my PC. I only have a touch screen monitor, but it's across the desk from me, so it's a ways to reach. And I find it awkward when I'm reviewing a tree and it goes off to the right of the screen. You can't scroll to the right unless you go all the way to the bottom of the screen, find the scroll bar, click on it, and slide over, but then you're not sure if you're lining up to what you want to see above. And it's easy to do with your finger. You put your finger on the screen and slide it to the right or left. That's great. But
you're talking about the slider here in the actual theory.
Right.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I have suggested for a solution for that. I think Ran is taking notes and trying to find out how we can make that more easy to work with. Okay.
Well,
thank you very much.
Yes, Jim.
Thank you very much. John, you have a question.
Yes, hello, do you hear me?
We hear you perfectly.
That's good. Okay, I've been using the theory of family relations for a while, and I had some quirks. I had the adoptee father of my mother that I got matches on. That would be no blood relation. And I found out I also had a blood relation, a biological father, but it came up as a theory. is this a known problem? And maybe have you done something to it?
Well, I'm not quite understand the problem. So let me try to see. Your mother was adopted. In the
Yes.
family tree, you have the adoptive father.
Yes.
And on the DNA match, you have the biological father. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I got the theory of family relations that involved the non-blood relation, and
okay.
I found that to be strange.
Well, I agree with you that it will be strange to find a match through the adoptive parents, but you need to bear in mind that probably one cousin of this adoptive family somehow was actually, let's call it, biological related to that DNA match. Okay, so the DNA match is 100% a DNA match.
Okay.
But if you are in the same area and you keep your family kept in the same area with other families all together, and for example, this is what it's in DNA, it's called endogamy. Okay, yeah. The DNA could be related to the biological family somehow. So I will not throw away the theory at the beginning just because you know that it's coming from your adoptive family, because they may be related to the person that matches your mother.
Okay, I understand. And endogamy is a thing in Norway, larger than the rest of the world, so that fits.
Well, if you see the recording from last week where we were talking about the autoclusters, I show other areas in the world that are beautiful cases of endogamy. We were talking about Hawaiian people, and we were talking about all kind of people.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So thank you very much. And wow, we're having fun here. And I didn't realize we're already 3 minutes past the time. So I'm going to allow one last question before I say goodbye to everybody. Anyone with a question? Question going once?
Daniel?
Yes, Annette.
Hi. On the theory of relativity, if you see a record match, can you then download it or append it to the person whose record?
Yes, definitely yes. I show you that if you go over the person, you will see a balloon that says, see this record. And when you go into the record for that person, you will be able to download the image if there is an image, or attach the record to a person or to that person in your family tree. Just make sure that you have that person in your family tree.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. And an excellent question for the final. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Do a little bit of genealogy, and you know what? Also enjoy and prepare for RootsTech. I hope to see you, if we decided, next week, and if not, the week after that. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Daniel. Thank you.
Bye-bye.